Relax and let your mind unwind. Step inside, leave stress behind. Positive vibes and talk so wise. Say your affirmations, reach the skies. Like, comment, and subscribe now. Let the good vibe show you how. That your vibe feels so right. Vibing with TC tonight. Got your vibe shining bright. Vibing with TC tonight. Lift your voice, let it sound. Good vibrations all around. Every word, every line makes your spirit start to shine. Like, comment, and subscribe now. Let the good vibe show you how. Catch a vibe, feel so right. Vibing with TC tonight. Catch a vibe, shining bright.
What's up, family? What's up, y'all? Hey, Miss Beautiful Lynn. Thank you for coming in here. Thank you. I appreciate that. Are you? How are you? Hold on one second, y'all. Give me 1 second, okay? Okay. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Hey, Vybyrz. What is going on? How y'all doing? Welcome in. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome in to the show. Okay, now, I am going live today. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Also, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the subscribe if you have not. If you want to donate to this channel, because I'm not monetized yet, my Cash App is pinned right here below so you can see it. It is pinned below. Okay? Okay. Now, let me speak to my people who are in the building. Hey, my Gigi sister, Mama 3. Hey, my Gigi sister, beautiful queen. Hey, everybody. Thank y'all for coming in here. Okay, y'all can hear me. Thank you. Thank you, Mama 3. Thank you for saying like, share, and subscribe. Also, my donation tag on my Cash App. Hey, Tanya, where you been? Fruity? Hey, Fruity P, where you been, girl? I ain't been seeing you much on the YouTube side, but I'm glad you're here. I am glad y'all here. Okay, so look, my cousin inspired this. My cousin, Mia. Me and her was talking today, right? And she was like, I think that would be a good topic. So she better bring her butt in here because she felt like it was going to be good dialogue or, whatever. because me and her had a big debate about this, right? We had a big debate. And she was like, you know what? That'll be a good topic. That'll be a good topic. So, my topic is, how long should it take for a man or a woman to make you a priority when dating or even in a relationship? How long should it take, y'all, for a man or a woman? If you're dating them, or just say, for instance, it goes, y'all dating, but y'all dating exclusively, and it's just you and the other person, or even if y'all in a relationship, how long should it take for them to make you a priority? How long do you think it should take? Like, should it take as long as y'all establish? Okay, what if y'all already established, we dating, but, I ain't seeing nobody, you ain't seeing nobody. Should that be when y'all finally say that? Or when you're in a relationship, how long should it take for your mate to make you a priority? You said less than 6 months. You said less than 6 months. Okay. Why do you feel that? Why do you feel less than 6 months? Like, I always give a person 90 days for them to show me who they really are. Because usually about that time, by that time, they going to show you anyway, right? So I always give a person, 90 days to show me who they are, right? So after the 90 days, how long should I wait? I'm just saying, I'm just throwing myself in there because y'all know I always use me as a reference. Beautiful Queen said, I believe once we make it exclusive, we should make each other a beautiful queen. Beautiful queen. As soon as we say, I ain't seeing nobody else, I ain't seeing nobody else either, I should be a priority, right? And they should be a priority, right? So sometimes when we get in relationships, or we get in, I guess you could say situationships too, because sometimes people with situationships, they will still say, even though we ain't put no title on it, you the only one that I'm seeing. Hey, cousin, I love you. I don't know if I'm making that hard right, but I'm trying. I love you. Yes, that's how you feel too. Me too. I feel like this. If we say we are dating each other exclusively, nobody else in the picture, I ain't trying to, meet no new friends or nothing like that. Sometimes we're going to have to compromise if we respect the person on how they are. Hold on, let me read Mama 3's. She said, Mama 3 said, hold on. Mama 3 said, I've learned not to rush because they will show who you want them to be at first. But after a few months, it's hard for them to hide the real them. That's why I say I give people 90 days, right? That's why I give people 90 days. Tanya said, I think in the beginning, all the masks haven't fallen off. Everything is still fresh. It's when time becomes a factor, the mask. Good one. She said, it's when time becomes a factor, is when the mask falls off. Okay, so me and my cousin was talking today, because, she's, got some things going on or whatever. And everybody, we know everybody has a past, so we don't really dwell on that. You don't bring that into new situations, right? So, hey, they past is they past, your past is your past, right? But just say, for instance, if they're dating exclusively, there's some things that you gonna see, things you like about them. They may be checking all the boxes off, right? And I'm talking about after the 90 days. They're checking all the boxes off. Everything is good. You just see a couple of things that's I can deal with it. That's just who their personality is, especially when someone is set in their ways, right? So I'm checking the boxes off. Okay, this is part of their personality. Can I deal with it? Of course. You know what I'm saying? I can compromise a little bit. I can compromise, but you can't be the only one compromising, if that makes any sense. Hey, Nancy. Hey, Shelly, my beautiful sister. How you doing, boo? I love you. Thank you for coming in here. But it has to be an equal amount of compromising. Let's just say, for instance, I'm dating someone that's maybe, how can I put this out there? You said truth comes out in hard and difficult times. Yeah, that's true. Beautiful Queen said, now I'm not making a situationship a priority, even if we decide it will be just us. Okay, you're not making a situationship a priority. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all like, y'all in the, y'all in the realm of things, right? And then you see things like, he a good man, Savannah. He checking all the boxes off, and I see that he's established. He's a hard worker. He pays his own bills, and he got his own things going on, and he had these things going on before you. But let's just say he had things going on. He works and pays all his bills. But what if he's a workaholic? Hey, loved one, how you doing? So what if he a workaholic? And basically, your time is kind of put on a back burner because this is what I was doing before I got with you. You know what I'm saying? I work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. So you just gonna have to compromise and deal with that. How would y'all feel? How would y'all feel? Just asking. Just asking. I want to know. How would y'all feel? Would you feel like, dang, I at least want to be a priority? You know what I'm saying? I want to be a priority to someone that I'm trying to get to know, who I'm trying to understand and learn and make sure that we're a right fit or a match. How would you feel? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. I'm just asking. How would you feel though? How would you feel if your time is kind of whenever? Is whenever I feel like making the time, or whenever, you know what I'm saying? Because this comes before you. Tanya said, I can't date a man that's consumed with working all the time. He's not ready for an exclusive relationship. Okay. Okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. I like that. Okay. So let me ask y'all another question. I'm sorry about that pop, but let me ask y'all another question. What if he says something to the fact, you said, if there is no time for me, I become bored or easy. Tanya. Tanya. That's good. Because I kind of feel the same way. You know what I'm saying? Even though they're checking off all the boxes, I feel like because I have to back burner the situation. You know what I mean? I will get bored eventually because even though I'm using myself as an example, even though I may be a little more introverted, I still like to have fun with my mate. You know what I'm saying? And if you're always working, when do we have fun? Only in the bedroom? No. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. So check this out. I'm a little introverted more as I get older, right? What if the guy is introverted too, but he's more introverted? Like, I don't like to go out. I don't like to really do nothing. I just like to Netflix and chill. Like, I don't want to go out. What would you do? Would you feel away, even though he's still checking all the boxes or she's checking all the boxes, but they introverted? They don't really like to go out places. What would you do? Okay, my brother in the building. Hey, Jimmy. So hold on. Hold on. Let me put your comment up. You said a man makes her a priority when he takes time out for her. First conversation or first date. And it should be that way for her. Exactly. 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 I feel the same way. I feel the same way. Tanya said, I'm going to put your comment up. Hold on. Hide it. Hold on, because I can't see it. Okay. You said I'm different. I'm different than most women. I don't want a man to buy me, wine me, or give me. I want his time, communication, and his consent. Tanya, we must be twins. We must be twins. Okay, I asked that only because if you're a woman that already is established and you have your own, you're not looking for a man to do all that for you. Yes, it's nice to have. It's nice to have, right? But you want a man that's can compromise and that can be well rounded. If you're accepting him for who he is, he has to also accept you for who you are, not try to make you fit into what he wants you to be, if that makes any sense. I feel the same way. I need that communication. I need that consistency. And I need time. I need time. I need time more than, a Netflix and chill or something like that. I need someone who's well rounded. And that's what I'm trying to say. So when, again, should a man or a woman make you their priority when y'all start dating or when y'all are in a relationship? Like when? You said that's not the guy for you if you like to do things occasionally outdoors. Eventually it will, you said eventually it will be a problem. Right, because I would consider, just say for instance, okay, my cousin, she's an introvert, right? So she don't have to do a lot of things, right? She don't really have to do a lot of things, right? And she will get out. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. She will get out. But I guess with us getting older, we just, hey, gossip and giggles. How you doing? Thank you for coming in here. So eventually it would be a problem if he always want to go out and she always want to stay home. Right? If he always want to go out and she always want to stay home, it's going to become a problem with him because eventually he going to want her to start going out with him, right? But she's like, I don't want to go out. I don't feel like putting on no clothes. Nah, I don't want to do all that. I got to fix my hair and nope. You know what I'm saying? You just go out. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I know you. I knew you used to go out for me. I'm good. Eventually, he gonna get tired of that and find someone that he's compatible with, that he's gonna be able to go out with every now and again. Now, he's not saying I want to go out all the time, but eventually he gonna want to go out with his mate. Sometime that's called quality time, right? With conversation, not just quality time and y'all just looking at each other. You have to have quality time to where you guys are communicating. That's the only way that you guys are going to learn each other and respect each other. Um, a lot of times, we get into situations because we was talking about like our aunties and how they've been in their relationships for 40 years, and the uncle is always working, but the wife is, they don't really spend no time. Used to work from sun up to sundown, right? And just come home, and she's basically Susie homemaker. I made the food, ironed his clothes for the next day. He showered, get in the bed, and that's it. And the wives used to be totally cool with that because, hey, that's what back in the day, that's what they did. I don't have to do nothing because the man is taking care of everything. I don't even have to go out and work because they go home and bring home that bacon. All I have to do is fry it up, put it in the pan, and make sure the house is clean and his clothes is clean for him to go to work, right? So there wasn't a lot of going out, you know what I'm saying? They might have went out randomly and things of that nature, but it wasn't to where, they was going out or, having a good time. It was only by spells. You get what I'm saying? Beautiful Queen said, I can't tie my feelings into a situationship unless I decide that I'm going to settle there and won't be desired more. And even with that, I'm going to fit you in my schedule when I can. Beautiful Queen, beautiful Queen. Exactly. Let me just say, for instance, I had a friend. She's busy all over the place, right? She got with her husband, her now husband, but when they were dating, he was busy too. They was all over the place. You know what I'm saying? He had a busy work schedule to where he flew out for his jobs like 2 weeks out of the month. And she still had a busy life going on. Whatever happened, because they liked each other or they loved each other so much, they compromised and made time for each other. Like, okay, I'm going to have to put this out because I have to make compromises if I want to be with this man, right? I can't be working myself crazy and not make time for him. If I really care about him, I'm going to compromise some of my time to be with him. Regardless how busy my schedule is, I want to be with this guy. So I have to make some compromises, right? And he did the same. He did the same. So sometimes when we get into relationships and we meet someone and we're, in a group of things, we're trying to get to know them. But if we're not spending enough time together, how am I going to get to know you fully? How will I get to know you fully if you're really not spending that much time with me, or I'm not really spending that much time with you? How? You say I can't tie my feelings. Okay, you already read that. How though? Y'all just tell me. How would y'all be able to get to know each other on a deeper personal level, to even see if y'all are compatible if y'all not really spending that much time together? Yeah, they say sometimes when you have distance between situations, it makes the heart grow fonder. I definitely believe that. Like, I definitely believe, like, if, just say y'all you're not staying together, none of that. It does make the heart grow fonder. However, it still has to be compromising involved when you guys are liking each other and y'all trying to get to know each other in order to, for y'all to spend time together. That's just how I feel. Look says straight up, gotta spend time. Y'all got to spend time together. You know what I'm saying? I remember in our phase, even though we were in two whole different cities, states, and everything, we still like did the FaceTimes, and even we had like dates on the FaceTime, like Netflix and chills, like on FaceTime together. You know what I'm saying? And it's like time that you have to spend in order to get to know somebody. You know what I'm saying? You have to make that time. Okay, whatever my busy schedule is, I'm gonna have to block off this day to spend time with the person I'm trying to get to know. You get what I mean? And if you like someone enough, you gonna spend the time. You gonna definitely spend the time to be with them. You know what I'm saying? Or you're going to sacrifice time to be with them, right? Hold on. I'm trying to get, I'm still trying to work these comments. Then I'm trying to get it. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay, Tanya said, when I was married, my husband and I constantly bumped heads because he gave me material things, money, but never had time for us. My birthday one year, I asked for a Whopper, not because he couldn't afford a five-star restaurant. I just wanted his one-on-one time away from distractions. I had to break it down to, dude, can I just have some time with you away from the world? Exactly. Listen, y'all, when you're living your life, you have to have some kind of balance. As adults, we have to have balance. We have to balance a lot of things. We have to balance our work life. We have to balance our personal life, and we have to balance our social life, right? Everything has to have a balance. If you don't have a balance, then you're only going to be thinking one track. Like, okay, just say I just, said about the workaholic. What if that is the balance for them? Like, only work, 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 work. To me, by that work, 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 work. That's all, right? So I don't have other time, right? I can't make other time because I don't know what the balance is in that. Like, that is my balance. So how would you have time for a relationship? How would you have time for a relationship? Gossip and Giggle said that's why when I was dating, either I had your attention, time, and funds, or buy. Gossip and Giggles. Bye, nigga. No matter how busy you are, you make time for what you really want. You make time to eat, sleep, text, etc. I'm with you on that. No matter how busy you are, you make time for people you want to make time for. You do. You do. You really have to make time for people you make time for. Now, just say, for instance, because, hey, you say, sure did. That was cool. Yeah, we had, yeah, sure did. You say he made you a priority. He made you a priority regardless. Okay, I'm trying. Hey, Miss Didi, my sister. What's going on, boo? What's going on? Okay, so just like, for instance, you have the conversation. It's like, I want you to make time, or, I've had a person, because one time my schedule was busy. Like I was all over the place, doing this, doing that, trying to start this up, trying to start that up. And a guy was like, dang, when you gonna fit me in, shouty? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, hey, okay, I'm a, I'm gonna try, I'm gonna try, like just give me some time. And they were like, well, how much time you think you need? I said, okay, just give me a few months. Like, give me a few months. You know what I'm saying? Right now, my schedule is just too busy. Like, I have to do this. My work schedule is busy. I'm doing overly overtime. On my weekends, I was running here, there, and everywhere with my grandkids. So that's when they was little. And I was like, I'm gonna try to make time. Just give me a few months. What would you say to a person who told you that? 1575. You say I'm over here now. Felt like I was all alone on Facebook. So, what would you say? Just say, for instance, I just told you. What if what I'm saying, what would you have if you was the dude friend and he told you exactly what I just told him, and he was venting to you, and he was like, hey, she was like, hey, she liked me and all that, you know what I'm saying? But she told me to give her, a few months for her to make time, to make real time for her to try to make me a priority. What would you tell him as your friend, as his friend? I mean, what would you tell him about me? What would y'all say to him about me? Because I told him he was gonna have to wait a few months before I could, squeeze him in and make him a priority. What would y'all say to him about me? Okay, you speaking of Fruity Pebbles. What would y'all say? What would y'all say to him about me? Like, what would y'all say? If he say, look, she telling me, she busy, she trying to get this. Hey, my light-skinned sister, how you doing? Because of the storm, I will not be able to make it to Fayetteville. I have been a few times, but of course, my family had me busy, girl. But hey, sis, how you doing and how you feeling? And we have to catch up soon this weekend. Let's make a let's make let's make a priority. I'm gonna make you a priority, Tammy. I'm gonna call you this weekend, okay? And we're gonna catch up, okay? But you said, girl, bye. What would you say to your friend, your homeboy, what I'm saying, your male friend, and he came to you venting about me, because I told him he's gonna have to wait a few months until I finish, getting these projects out the way, to make him a priority. What would you tell your friend? Like, what would you say? Okay, Gossip and Giggle said, I would say, well, if y'all were meant to be, it will work out in y'all favor, but don't wait on. Gossip and Giggles. You said, if it were meant to be, it will work in your favor, but don't wait on that. Don't wait on that 304. Do you, my boy? That's what you would tell him. So you would tell him not to wait on me. Why would you do that? Why would you do that, Gossip and Giggle? I feel like I'm worth waiting on. So you would tell him not to wait on me? Nook said, give her the few months to take care of things. Then after the 2 months, what y'all doing? That's what Nook said. Okay, my cousin said, I would say that girl. You said that, okay, you said you would say that girl about her business, and I like it. Okay. Okay. I feel you. I feel you, cousin. You said 1575 said, if she's not what you're interested in or can't wait, move on. Life's too short. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. Okay. Cousin said again, I would say that girl knows what she wants and is not leading you on. Okay. I like that too. I like that too. Okay, face purple, crying face purple, crying. I don't know. I guess you got an iPhone. Look, I'm an Android. I'm an Android, Miss Didi. I don't know. It just say purple crying, face purple, crying. I don't know. I guess it was some emojis, but okay. Good answers, everybody. Sometimes, you know, I think me and my cousin had different arguments because I'm this type of person. It's just a Leo in me, y'all. I'm still a work in progress, right? If I'm dating you exclusively, hold on, Miss. Okay, cousin said I would say, well, ask her, can you know what? Ask her, can you stick the tip in? Miss Didi says she's worth it. And if you like her, you wait or move on. Okay, that's a good one, Miss Didi. Yo, y'all stupid. This is my thing. I think my argument is, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong, okay? Sometimes we get stuck in routine. Just as human beings, sometimes if we're used to a routine, that's what we get used to, right? Then when someone comes to come and shakes the routine, it's hard for us. I'm learning now. Sometimes is you have to learn to be uncomfortable with things. When you start getting comfortable in the routine, that becomes the routine. But then when you have someone who comes in to shake the routine, you have to be uncomfortable with that if you're trying to get to know someone. That's my take on it. And I feel like it's always time to compromise. And what you do is it's time to learn how to compromise. If you really want to get to know someone, you're going to have to compromise. If a person is okay with you being who you are, you should be able to make some kind of provisions and compromising for that person as well. If your routine is usually working, and I really don't have time, we can chill, or you can come, you can come to my house and chill while I work. You know what I'm saying? That's still me not spending time with you because you're still working, right? So you have to always compromise if you really like that person. I don't know who said it, but they said it very well. If you like a person enough and you really want to get to know that person enough, then you make time for what you want to make time for. I believe everybody makes time for what they really want to make time for. It can't be on your dime. It can't be on their dime. It has to be something agreed upon. Look, this is my date night. Ain't nothing going to distract it. I want this day, because you still have to get to know that person, right? But hey, Tay, what's going on? But if you're so busy on a one track, where is it time for the new person or the person that you're trying to combine with? When do they get on the track? If your track is just on one rail, when is it time, or when do they have time, or when can they get on the track? When? So sometimes we have to make uncomfortable decisions if we're really trying to be someone's mate, someone's girlfriend, someone's significant other, someone's wife, someone's husband. You have to compromise. You said Leo's in the house. You know it, Miss Lynn. But you have to compromise, people. Um, you have to make the person that you're trying to get to know a priority. When y'all establish it's you and me or me and you, ooh, baby, you have to make that person a priority. Now, if y'all just going out kicking it, it's we friends. You know what I'm saying? We friends. We ain't put no labels on it. But when y'all put those labels on, like, I ain't seeing nobody else. I ain't seeing nobody else. It's just me and it's just you, like hunching, crunching, whatever y'all doing. If it's just y'all, I feel like that's when you need to make that person a priority because you do have to get to know that person. If y'all not spending enough time together, how are you really going to get to know them fully? It'll start feeling like 90 Day Fiance. That's how I feel. I could be wrong. If someone disagree with me in the chat, please put it in the chat. Okay, Nook said, hold on. Nook said, sometimes you have to let things flow, get an understanding. Okay. Yeah. But what do you mean by that? You said sometimes you have to let things flow, get an understanding of what? That you are overworker? That you don't really have time for me? That you squeeze me in whenever? I'm trying to see. August 1st, August 9th, in the building. As y'all can see, I'm feeling a little bit better. So, y'all see, I'm hyped, y'all. Okay, but I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. So you wouldn't squeeze me in? Or you wouldn't make me a priority? You wouldn't say, okay, let me start prioritizing my things. You know what I'm saying? I know this is a priority. Okay, this is a new situation, but I need to make it a priority because I need to understand this person and I want this person to understand me. If this person already understands that I have a busy schedule, I need to understand that person that they need quality time too. Right? It can't be the other person is always sacrificing, and you're not making any sacrifices to the relationship. Ms. Lynn say, you have to be in agreeable with one another. And I know you meant you have to be in agreement. I know exactly what you mean. You do. But, okay. Say, for instance, and we're going to use my scenario again, how I said I was busy. And I said, just give me a few months. And a few months is maybe 2 or 3 months. What if I told him, give me 6 months? What if I told him to give me 6 months? What would y'all do then? What would y'all tell him then? Would y'all tell him the same thing as the few months if I said give me 6 months? Huh? Just let me know. Just let me know. If I say give me about 6-7 months, to get this, get everything done. And I promise you I'll make you a priority. I promise you. If you give me 6 or 7 months, I'm gonna give you. That's my priority. I'm gonna do it. Tay said exactly. Us time is a must to me. 28 years later, you have to make time. That man or that woman needs that time. They need the quality time. And it's more personable to them when you do that. They can respect that you do have a busy schedule when you at least make them a priority and be like, look, I ain't doing shit this day. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I cussed. But I ain't doing nothing this day. This is my person's quality time day. I don't care who called me for this. I don't care what they say. This is their time. Only for them. No one else. Whatever y'all choose to do. What would you? That's it. Sometimes that person will be fine with that day as long as they can have the quality time with you with no distractions. I promise you. I promise you. Nook said, see what we doing? Are we trying to get together or just jumping bones? Far as understanding, have to spend time, see if you guys can be together. Exactly. Now, if we just jumping bones, I don't care what you do with your time. I don't. I don't care what you do with your time. You know, if you just jump in my bones, you know what I'm saying, or we just jump in bones, your time is your time. You know what I'm saying? Just call me. You know what I'm saying? When you need someone to talk to, call me. Satisfaction guarantee. If that was the case. But if we are trying to establish a relationship with each other, or we are in a relationship with each other, I require the quality time. I do. I don't care how busy your schedule is. I require it. That's with anybody. That's with anybody. That's just me. What do y'all think? That's just me. What do y'all think? That's just me. Miss Lynn said, I feel like if he value and like you, he will accept your actions. Okay, so Miss Lynn, you saying with the 6 or 7 months, like before I become a priority, is what you're saying? I'm laughing at Look say you keep moving the goalposts. I'm just saying, look, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just using it as an example. So you telling me, Nook, that you wouldn't be okay with me? I'm trying to fix my light. So you wouldn't be okay with me telling you to wait the 7 months. I'm just asking. You know, you keep moving the goalposts. I'm just asking. I'm just saying. Cousin said, I would say a little tea bagging will hold me up. You know what? Cousin. You talking about a little tea bag. Okay. I'm not. You said, look at here, I can't see him. Because he's on the Facebook side. You can't see him because he's commenting from Facebook. So he not over. You can't see him. He commented from the Facebook side. Hold on. Everybody say, I can't see Nook either. I can't see Nook either. Okay, hold on. Nook said again, I like to also spend time, set a day for my lady. Yeah, yeah. That would be appreciated, you know. That would be appreciated. Okay, everybody saying they can't see Nook on TC Facebook page. Oh, okay, G&G. Thanks, Bookie. Okay, my brother Jimmy. He said, I'm not giving you a month. your comment. You said, I'm not giving you a month. If you can't make me a priority like I'm doing for you, then I'll holler. Some kings and queens miss their person because of this. And I know what you meant, SHIC. I know that's what you mean. Some people will miss a blessing because they're waiting on someone to make them a priority. I'm so glad he said that. I'm so glad that he said that. You know what I'm saying? Because even though the person is fitting and knocking and checking all your boxes, but you're putting yourself on hold because for some reason, whatever has been going on in their life, they're asking you to choose to wait for the bigger outcome instead of you going through that with them in the moment, if that makes any sense. So they're making you wait. You know, they're making you wait. They want you to wait because for whatever reason, they just had things going on before they even got with you. But now life has shifted because now you're in the picture. And you're choosing to put your life on hold in order for them to make you some kind of priority in their life. And they're asking you to wait before they can do that. Then you may miss out on your real blessing. Or, hey, whatever, however the chips may fall. Maybe you may think that they're your blessing because all your boxes are being checked off. And then I say this, and if y'all think that, no, TC, you wrong for that. If they're checking all your boxes and they're asking you to wait before they can make you a priority, does that really mean that they have care for you if they're making you wait in order for you to be a priority in their life? Just like someone said in this chat, people make time for what they want to make time for. They have all the time in the world. But if they really liked you and they really cared about you, they would care enough to make you a priority too. That's just how I feel. If I'm wrong, somebody say it. Nook said, yes, I would. Time out, of course. Everybody's saying hey to you, Nook. Everybody's saying hey because they cannot see you, okay? Everybody's saying hey. Alan, what's up, bro? What's good? Okay, Alan said, just came through to show some love and drop a like. I love. Stay blessed. Okay, thanks, Alan. Thank you, Alicia, my cousin Alicia. Okay, Alicia, I want to hear what you got to say about it. I want you, if a person really like you, should they make you a priority in their life, or if they ask you to wait before they can make you a priority, what would you say? What would you do? Would you wait? Or would you say no because they make time for whatever they want to make time for? I know your answer, but I just want to hear you say it in the chat. You know, I mean, they make time for everything else. I can't be a priority if we seeing each other exclusively. I can't be a priority. Why? Why? So I just want to hear if y'all think that I'm wrong in this and, oh, TC, you selfish. You selfish. You know, I hurt my cousin today and I'm mad at her because she's the one who wanted me to do this topic today and she ain't in here. But she said I had Narcissist vibes, like, because she was like, okay, I mean, you acting a little narkish right now. If you talking about, you want to be a priority. And I was like, okay, tell me, how am I being narkish? I'm only asking this because it ain't that I don't respect a person for having their business together. Trust me. I love for a guy to have their business together. Trust me. However, what's wrong with having your business together and making your exclusive person a priority? You can't do both. So right now you're telling me you can't do both. So how is that like narkish? I just want to know. No, who deleted your message? Ain't nobody deleted your message. Ain't nobody deleted your message. I hope that nobody deleted your message. But y'all tell me real quick. I got like 5 minutes because y'all know I don't be on past. I be trying not to be on past no hour. So y'all tell me, how is that narkish? If I want to be made a priority, or should I just accept the person the way that they are, busy, 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 and just fall in line? I just need to know. Y'all tell me. Is that okay? My brother, who always come through for me, Jimmy said, if you're not a priority now, you most definitely won't be one later. You lying, Jimmy. Don't say that. Don't say that, bruh. Please don't say that. I will be a priority later. I will, brother. Don't say that. I have to be a priority. Let me finish reading your comment. You said, if you're not a priority now, most likely you definitely won't be one later. You said, hold on. You said, she's listening to all of us. She's trying to see if she's going to cut him off. Thanks, Alan. This is okay. Alicia says, and I quote. She said, again, people make time for who and what they want to make time for. If you can't date someone, you should stay single if you don't have the time. Yeah, that's pretty much what I knew you was going to say. That's pretty much what I knew you was going to say. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't tripping. I wasn't tripping, but that was my question though. My question was, how long should it take a man or a woman to make you a priority when dating or in a relationship? That was my question. How long should it take a man or a woman to make you a priority in a relationship or when you're dating? Alicia said again, people make time for who and what they want to make time for. If you can't date someone, you should stay single if you don't have the time. I knew my cousin was gonna say that. I knew my cousin was gonna say that. You said, girl, hush. You said 6 to 8 months. That's good. That's a good time, Alan. To make somebody a priority, Alan? You said that's just you. Okay. So it takes 6 to 8 months for you to make someone a priority. Okay. I get it. You said that's just you. And that's a lot. Funny enough, that's a lot of males, though. You know what I'm saying? Funny enough, that's a lot of males. They choose to take some that I've been running into. Um, they choose to take their time. Maybe they just got out something bad, or you know what I'm saying, or I've had guys who try to move super duper fast too. They had ulterior motives though. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes guys like to wait 6 months. I always give a person, like I say, I give a person 90 days. Usually in 90 days, they're going to tell me or show me who they are anyway. So I don't know. The universe just happens to me, happens for me like that. It, I'm going to see who they are in 90, usually. And then within the 90 days, I'm really either going to vamp out, or okay, I can deal with it. It ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? And stick it in there, right? Alan said, got to get to know if they are really worth it. Alan, okay, but this is the thing. This is what I just said. You came in on the tail end, Alan. But what if we ain't really spending no time together? So how you gonna get to know me? We don't spend a lot of time together. So how you gonna get to know me? I want you to answer that for me, Alan. I want you to answer that for me real quick before I leave. How are you going to get to know me if you don't have time for me, really? If you don't have time and your schedule is busy, Alan, how are you going to get to know me? You just going to get tidbits of me because we ain't really spending no time together. How you going to get to know me? How you going to get to know if you like me when you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? How are you going to get to know me if we don't really spend a lot of time together? Nook said, you won't get to know someone if you don't spend time. Alice said that too, TC. If it's not being reciprocated and the other person isn't trying, just keep it moving, fam. Yeah. Yeah, it was a general. But I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? It's a general because me and my cousin had this big debate today. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to not make her give people a hard time. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. If the time isn't, if it's not reciprocated equally, if the compromising is not an equal compromise, I think you do have to reevaluate what you're doing. I think you have to reevaluate what you're doing. And these new relationships or situationships or however you may want to call it, you have to make time in order to get to know someone. Sometimes you can marry someone and you still don't know everything about them. But the things you know about them led you to, marry them. You know what I'm saying? And you are still going to be learning each other. So you're not going to know everybody fully. But the time you are before marriage, you have to spend some time to even get an inkling, or if you want to even be with that person full time, right? I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? You have to give a person that time. You know what I'm saying? You have to give them time. My cousin is a hard ass sometimes, right? So sometimes she act like how pretty much how I used to act like dudes. Like we used to act like dudes. She wasn't calling her dude, and he was like, dang, like, why you ain't call me today? Or why we ain't talk today? You know what I'm saying? If we in a relationship, you You got to check in. Like, I need to hear from you. And she was like, oh, I mean, that's just her attitude, right? Oh, okay. Well, I guess. So I'm like, girl, you have to communicate with the person that y'all consider yourself in a relationship. You can't go days without talking to your person. You know what I'm saying? However y'all communicate, through text, phone calls, whatever. You need to be communicating. She was like, oh. But you have to make time for that person too. That person has, once y'all say, oh, I like her, I like him, I like them. You know, I want to get to know them better. When it becomes exclusive, just you and the other person, you have to make that person a priority. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I'm sticking to it. You have to make that person a priority. They have to fit in your life as a priority. That's just my take. That's just how I feel. Y'all don't agree with me? Put it in the comments. But that is my time. I appreciate everybody who came and supported me today. Hi, Spicy. I am just about to end, but how you doing? But y'all hit that like button. You said I'm new, making my rounds. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, Spicy. Thank you for coming in here. Y'all make our rounds. She said, I'm saying, make it rounds. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If you want to bless this channel, once again, you can bless this channel. My Cash App is pinned right there. Right there. So if y'all want to donate to your sister, because you know I'm not monetized over here. Not yet. But thank y'all. And just remember that though, when you're getting to know, when you're getting into these new relationships, you should make sure that y'all compromising equally with each other. You get what I'm saying? Y'all have open communication with each other, right? And you also make that person a priority. Make sure that you're making that person a priority. Okay? And that's all I have. Thank y'all for coming in. Thank y'all for y'all support. I love y'all. I will see y'all later.
Relax and let your mind unwind. Step inside, leave stress behind. Positive vibes and talk so wise. Say your affirmations, reach the skies. Like, comment, and subscribe now. Let the good vibe show you how. That your vibe feels so right. Vibing with TC tonight. Relax and let your mind unwind. Step inside, leave stress behind. Positive vibes and talk so wise. Say your affirmations, reach the skies. Like, comment, and subscribe now. Let the good vibe show you how. That your vibe feels so right. Vibing with TC tonight. Got your vibe shining bright. Vibing with TC tonight. Lift your voice, let it sound. Good vibrations all around. Every word, every line makes your spirit start to shine. Like, comment, and subscribe now. Let the good vibe show you